What's up guys, battlebrowler here with a brand new review, and this is one I've been looking forward to. This is the brand new Iron Man. This is the Shield Blaster Iron Man, and this is one I've actually been looking forward to. I'll show you a quick look at the packaging, if I can back up the camera, because something's hitting it. There we go. Alright, so here's the packaging. Nothing new here, but on the back we have two new figures, the Shintari, and we have Nick Fury. We also have the brand new Iron Man figure. We have a bio. I'm actually not going to read it this time because I really want to talk about the figure. But if you want to know more about it, it is down there in the description. So, yeah, quick look. Okay. Now, this is a really interesting Iron Man figure, and I actually have mixed opinions on him. Mainly because he is more accurate and kind of more articulated. So, I'll give you a comparison. Here is the original one that was released in, I believe, wave 1 or 2. So, immediately you can see some differences. The chest is properly painted, along with the hands. See, the hands were not painted correctly. The silver paint is a little bit nicer on this figure. See, on the back. He has a little more paint on the back. This guy actually has more paint on the legs. I kind of wish he had the silver detail, but he does have some gold paint. The heads are actually the exact same sculpt, but they have the same paint apps too. Now, this one is a little bit nicer because, unlike this version, which had no ankle articulation and had a knee and then it would rotate, this one actually has improved articulation, and it's very interesting how he did it. I find the same problem with the legs. You see the legs actually go a little bit lower on this one. See, this one they go just a little bit higher, but this one's a little lower, so he doesn't get a lot of upward leg movement unless you twist the leg like that, which you know he wouldn't. And that kind of hinders posing a little, but not that much. They also fixed his shoulder pads, because these could come off, like this one comes off really easily. This one has not come off at all. And we're going to lift up the arms and talk about the articulation, because from top to bottom, it is the exact same. There's almost no difference. Now, he has a arm swivel and a joint that can move outwards, along with a elbow and wrist. What I'm saying, elbow swivel. He does not, unfortunately, have a better ball joint. The one on both figures do not allow for any upward movement. They do allow for some downward movement, but not a lot, but it's mostly left and right. Nothing in the wrist, which I thought they would fix, but they did not. Now, the real and piece that they redesigned was the legs. Now, the hips are the same. They can move out, and they don't really like to move forward. But the knees are very cool because they are actually double jointed, which is really nice. Now, the ankles are interesting. This one on mine's really tight, but this one you can see it has the ankle tilt, and it can also do this motion. Kind of wish it was more solid. This one's really stiff and hard to use. This one's just way too loose, but it's very nice ankle tilt. So you get some wide-legged stance, which is very nice. So, move out. Now, what's really interesting is that, I get it straight in the arms, is his accessory. It is this. It is a rocket launcher. Kind of weird that's mostly yellow. Wish it was more red, but it does peg onto the arm. So, do that. Very loose unless you slide it up a little. Even then, it's still loose. You can actually have it up, and pushing the button right here will launch the missile. It is a translucent missile. Obviously, it's a nice, very nice blue. It is the standard missile connection system, and anything that has this connection system will fit into this missile launcher. So, very cool. I kind of wish this would come off easier. The clip here is really tight, but I also kind of wish this pegged on the back somehow. It had that folding peg that this accessory had. You could see has that clip and it would fold. So I wish it had something like that. And I actually kind of like this accessory, but I actually wish it had the clip and peg. But in case you're wondering, this can still peg onto his back, but not as well. See, there's a gap. If I remove it and put it on the other one, you can see that the problem is still there, which is weird, because it actually, I believe the first time I reviewed this thing, it fit better. I guess it just made a mistake, but yeah, so I kind of wish this would peg onto the back of the figure. And in case you're wondering, since the arms are the same mold, this will fit. But the joints on this one's a lot looser, so it won't. So it's gonna be a little difficult to get it on. But it's okay. It's kind of weird to have a missile launcher that's on your arm that's pretty much the size of your body. So there's that. And yeah, so very cool. The detailing's the same. They didn't really improve any detail besides having more accurate paint, such as the blue here and on the arms. They're on both hands, by the way. So these semi-fisted grabbing things hands have it, and this splayed open blasting hand. Now, the problem I actually have with the figure is getting a good pose. Now, usually that's not a problem, but there's some figures that you really can't work with because of the just the way the articulation is. Because with him, I really want it with an Iron Man that has good leg movement, that can get an upward movement. Zoom in. See, I want one that has a good upward leg movement and outward, so I can get some wide-legged running stands or side stands or just shooting things stands. They're really, really good to use. But with the way the legs are, it's very difficult to get one. And I also wish there was you have the swivel here, but I really wish that there was kind of one lower, like right here at the double joint, so I can get some really good movement. Like here I can get a good little pose, but other than that, it's really difficult because that would be the exact same pose that I had this guy in. Yeah, I'll get him in that pose. And there's my problem. You can see that the shoulder pad fell off, which it shouldn't, but it is. So just get him in that pose. You can see. There you go. Very cool. Rather like this pose. Now, I can do pretty much the exact same pose, but mirrored kinda with a much more widened leg stand, because the joints on mine, the hips are really tight, but the joints on my other Iron Man figure are actually not that tight, except for some of the joints in the arms and in the knees. The knees are almost ratcheted in a way. It's like they're molded to lock in a certain position, which is very interesting and very nice. But very difficult to actually get a good wide-legged stance. That's this way's fine. It's just going forward, and that's one of my major knocks on the figure is. Now, the pose I usually have him is that he's firing a missile. So I'll just get him in that pose. By the way, this guy does not include a figure stand, which I can understand. The economy and prices go up and stuff, but I really want a figure stand. But these figures just don't include them, which I don't know. I just don't understand how the greatest superhero movie ever made has one of the worst superhero toy lines of all time, next to Green Lantern. But that movie just sucked. All right, so there is the pose. In case you're wondering. Kind of cool. He can't really get in a good. His hand can't really touch the other arm, so he can't really get a good pose of that. But I actually kind of like this pose. Tank missile. Tank missile. One of these days, I'm actually gonna break my camera doing that. But anyway, this is the review of the Iron Man figure from the new Avengers line. By the way, this is figure 18. I'm not sure the wave. It's probably wave 5, I believe. Don't hold me to that. But yeah, so this is the review of the Shield Blaster Iron Man, and I can actually really recommend this guy because he has accurate paint, as you can see, and more articulation. And I actually like the accessory, but I like this one more. But then again, I would totally just get rid of these accessories for more articulation. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video review. Let me know what you guys think of the figure. Do you like him? Do you hate him? Do you own him? Stuff like that. I really like feedback from you guys. And till then, stay tuned for some more video reviews. Adios.